With the 3 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Experience the smooth, rich flavour of McCafe today. Expertly crafted by trained baristas, just the way you like.
Grave fears are held for 2 people reported missing in waters off Streaky Bay. Water operations and local SES are spearheading the search. The pair were reported missing late morning, last seen off Back Beach. The area is a popular surf spot, but it's also known for strong rips. The new opposition leader says the Liberals need more women in their ranks, but has stopped short of endorsing gender quotas. Susan Lee has been elected to the party's top job during a tight vote in Canberra. She's the first woman to become federal leader of the Liberals. Ms Lee says it's a milestone moment, but she's hoping to make the party appealing to all Australians.
It does send a signal to the women of Australia that the Liberal Party has elected its first woman leader, but my agenda is about much more than that. Of course, it is about reconnecting with women, but when you develop a cohesive consultative party room process, it includes a range of views.
And there's been some upheaval in state politics with Tammy Franks quitting the Greens. She'll join the crossbench as an independent, effective immediately. She says she's been constantly undermined by certain staff.
I've been a Greens MLC for 15 years, 4 of those as either leader or co-leader. It gives me no pleasure to have walked into the party room of the Greens this morning and have resigned, but I felt I had no choice. I could not reward bad behaviour any longer. I could not be oppressed in the way that I was or silenced in the way that I have been.
A Victorian court has heard from an international expert that death cap mushrooms had been reported in the Gippsland area in the months before Erin Patterson hosted her deadly lunch. Penelope Lersch reports.
Dr Tom May gave evidence that in the months before the fatal mushroom lunch in April and May 2023, there had been observations of death cap mushrooms growing in Outram and Lock in the Gippsland region. As part of his evidence, he has also shown a slideshow to the jury explaining the features of death cap mushrooms, where they grow around Australia and around the world, and how they can differ in the way that they look. His evidence continues, with Erin Patterson pleading not guilty to all charges. She's denied ever deliberately poisoning anyone.
SA Power Network says it didn't hear back from Lenswood Orchards after advising the business in January it would lop apple trees under power lines on the property. The company says it's lost thousands after the trees were slashed down just before harvest. But Cecilia Schultz from SAPN says they give the business 3 months' notice.
I'm not putting it back onto the growers. What I'm saying is this is a vast program where we communicate with a lot of notice with customers, and we do rely on customers, if they do require a deviation from the standard process, to get in contact with us. And we did give the business a couple of opportunities to do that.
Now turning to 5AA sport, Port's Kane Farrell has undergone surgery for a knee injury he sustained in the showdown. He'll be sidelined for around a month. Jack Lukosius is nearing a return to play and is expected to be available for selection within the next 3 weeks. The Power play Geelong at home this weekend. Well, the topic of racism has overshadowed the AFL's launch of the Sir Doug Nicholls round as the league's handling of the Willie Rioli sledge lingers. St Kilda veteran Brad Hill says racism will always be an issue.
It's definitely obviously a problem, and I think there's always going to be a problem no matter what in society, and people, behind the keyboards and talking, and, you always got to cop hate no matter what, I reckon. But definitely as a country we are getting better, but there's obviously a long way to go.
A double retirement at Adelaide United. Isaias and Harvey Lopez are bowing out of the sport. And in cricket, Australia's squad for the upcoming World Test Championship final at Lords has been announced, with Sam Constas and Cameron Green back in the side. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Melrose Park, a twisted traffic light on South Road near Corona Avenue, St Peters, emergency waterworks on Stephen Terrace near 5th Avenue. Nailsworth burst water main North Road near Alpha Road, speeds at 40, the lane close heading outbound, and we're slow for works at Virginia today. Urgent electrical works there, Anglevar Road near Ward Road. Camera 2, Fisher Street at Myrtle Bank. Get what you really want with Ford's drive away deals at Transit Custom Trend, model year 23.75 from 55k drive away. Recommended price at participating dealers, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, sunny this afternoon, partly cloudy tomorrow, 21. Thursday, partly cloudy and 20. Friday, a shower or two, 20. Right now, it's 25 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, a desperate search and fears 2 lives have been lost in waters near Streaky Bay on SA's west coast. The bus cameras exposing Adelaide's bad drivers. Prices slashed on home batteries, how South Australians can save. And designer babies. Should parents be able to choose their child's gender? 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
The FIVEAA Sports Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
Crows lost the stat sheet, but they certainly won on the scoreboard. Joining us back from suspension, Mitch Hingy. How good, mate?
Absolutely, we can acknowledge that. I think a lot of us boys probably feel like we didn't have our best games out there, but it's nice having to learn these things with a tight win rather than a loss.
The FIVEAA Sports Show.
I don't want to see a sign with T with a bicep flex muscle again.
Weekdays from 4 p.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Mario Maiolo Promotions and 5AA present Blowin' in the Wind. Honouring Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Bob Dylan with friends Johnny Cash, Joan Baez and the Travelling Wilburys. Come celebrate the legends who contributed to cultural change through inspired lyrics and songs of revolution with an amazing cast. The times they're a-changing, folks, so don't think twice because it's all right. Blowin' in the Wind, Her Majesty's Theatre, Friday 23rd of May. Book now at Ticketek.
G'day, it's Eddie May here from NRG Solar. When we first thought about radio, we realised that we really didn't understand what the audience was like and what they'd like to hear from us and hear about us. And Jimmy and the creative team at AA helped develop our ads, and as a result of that, you know, we really started to connect with the audience very quickly, and it was a really positive experience for us from the get-go. Pretty much as soon as we started on AA, it was interesting. A lot of my friends would say, I've just heard you on the radio, and I thought, I didn't think you guys would listen to AA, and that really opened my eyes to how wide the audience was.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link for more information.
Tyre Power's Mega May sale gives you the power to save on a mega range of Falcon tyres. Enjoy mega savings on a great range of Falcon tyres suitable for passenger cars and SUVs. Buy 3 and get 1 free. Buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Falcon tyres right now at Tyre Power. Get the power of a safer drive during Tyre Power's Mega May sale. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
As a mum, I have loved watching my baby Gemma develop and grow. She was happy and curious, but sometimes she seems to be in her own world. She didn't always respond when I called her name, and she had her own way of communicating. I wasn't sure what it meant. Then I found Inklings. It's a free, research-backed program that helped me understand how Gemma connects with the world. Through one-on-one support, I learned how to recognise her cues and build a stronger connection. If you've noticed differences in your baby's communication, trust your instincts. Check your eligibility and learn more at inklings.org.au/SA.
Margie loves it when people comment on her garden.
I love your roses, Margie.
As a keen gardener for many years, it fills her heart with pride and joy.
Ah, just stunning, Margie.
And at Anglicare SA, it warms our hearts to let Margie take all the credit. Anglicare SA's home and community services for seniors can be tailored to anything you need, whether it's personal care, shopping, coordination and clinical services, or gardening. For more, visit anglicaresa.com.au.
The BMW Expo sales event is on now. Enjoy savings equal to the GST on new BMW vehicles across the range. Visit your participating BMW dealer today. bmw.com.au.
Setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA, Always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
Good afternoon to you and happy Tuesday. We're into the third and final hour of the afternoon's program, and that means we are now live on the Complete Care live stream. So jump on and say hi, and trust me, you're going to want to get on the live stream this afternoon because we have some very special things to show you.
5AA's State of the Arts.
It It is History Month, the month of May, and History Festival is on. And as part of that, there is a huge collection of antique jewellery that's going to be on display this weekend. It's all happening at Gerard McCabe Jewellers in Adelaide Arcade. And joining me in the studio to talk about it is Justin McCabe, the co-managing director of Gerard McCabe. Hello, Justin.
Hello, Stacey. Thanks for having me on.
No, thank you for coming in. You've brought in a few little pieces, I shouldn't say little, a few very special pieces with you today, and it's just part of a very big collection that you've got on display.
Yeah, I thought I'd bring in a few things just to showcase some of what you'll see. There's plenty more to come. We've got a special event on this Friday, Saturday and Sunday. We'll be having a vintage shopping weekend and releasing about 80 new items that we've been spending a lot of time curating and to add to our collection. We'll have it all in one store in the Adelaide Arcade, and it's a wonderful event. I highly recommend booking in a time if you can, especially on the Friday.
Yeah.
It tends to be rather busy, but obviously History Month, it's important for us to pay homage to the past, and we tend to find with our antique estate and vintage jewellery, it's a wonderful time to tell those stories.
Now tell us a little bit about a few of the pieces you've brought in with you. You've got everything from vintage Tiffany to Cartier to a coin bag. Oh, yeah.
We do.
Jump on the live
I'll try
stream.
And hold these up.
Yep,
so,
here we go.
See some of the live stream people.
Yeah, there we go.
Have a look.
Yep.
But, yeah, some wonderful pieces from Cartier and Tiffany, as you mentioned, which are nice pieces from the 1950s, back when they used to source things worldwide rather than being the sort of global powerhouse that they are now, producing everything themselves. They used to go out and hunt a little bit like we do today, and go and try and find things that amaze us and wow us. They travel often to Italy and other parts of even through Asia, and you tend to find that through some of their early pieces, their deco and pieces that reach into the 50s and 60s. And, some iconic pieces as well as unique and one-offs.
What's that one? Hold that up again. That's a Tiffany. Is it a bracelet?
It is really interesting setting. It's enamel, it's gold, it's heavy, it's beautifully manufactured and made, and almost like dragon scales. It's a really unique and piece. I haven't seen one like it before.
And you've got lots of gold, lots of diamonds, but also pearls, and it looks like they're from different regions and different time periods. Where do you source them all from?
We have a great deal of suppliers that do get to visit us from time to time, antique dealers from all over the world. But I think some of the best times are when I get to travel and go see and meet new people and obviously find pieces that wow me, and so I can bring them back to wow our clients. In saying that, though, some of the best pieces we get locally. The Cartier necklet, for instance, was picked up locally, and believe it or not, a few months later, the matching bracelet came in from a completely separate client. So that to me,
what are the chances?
Yeah, what are the chances? I agree. Very special to have a matching set come in on separate occasions.
Yeah.
We also have pieces with local stories, and one of them here that's a bit of a feature. You can go on our website to check out a little bit more about this story, but I'll hold this one up and hopefully the camera can get a little bit on this. It's a seal with a lion and the initials DT stamped underneath it, and it's in cracking condition.
Is it gold?
Solid gold.
Solid gold,
14 carat, I believe, this one.
Am I allowed to hold it?
Yeah, please. I'll pass it over.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's heavy, isn't it?
It is. Now the DT, this one has some great provenance, and we love South Australian stories with our pieces. This one is from a Captain Daniel Tapley, and he came over on the Clipper ship.
Yeah, of course.
Which is, if you want to see it, it's down in being restored down in Port Adelaide. And you might know he had some famous brothers too, who had some land holdings here, and Tapley's Hill Road is named after their family. So this is passed down through the generations. They wanted to keep it intact, and obviously, gold these days, being with prices as high as they are, some people could easily maybe overlook that fact and melt down a wonderful piece of history. We'd rather see it go into the hands of someone who would appreciate it. And we popped that up on the early in the month, and it was snapped up immediately.
Oh, someone's bought it already?
Already gone.
Oh, well, I better give it back to you. I'm scared.
No.
Scared I'm going to break it. I'm clumsy at the moment.
We do have plenty of diamonds too. So if diamonds are your thing, if you like sparkly things, I tend to find that with our antiques, we tend to have some just amazing pieces. The artistry, the workmanship, and everything that goes into making, particularly pieces in the, let's say, the Art Deco era, is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
All handmade, pierced, sawn, set, and the fine little beadwork that goes around it. Just wonderful pieces and examples of the era that they're from.
So much detail and workmanship.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think that's an appreciation that we have for whether it's modern pieces that we do or antique business, which is very much growing and on trend at the moment, from everything from collectors through to people who want vintage engagement rings because they'd love to have a piece from the past. So it's really special to have these pieces and to be able to find homes for them.
So if you love vintage jewellery, this weekend is your weekend to get down and have a look with over 300 antique pieces on display at Gerard McCabe Jewellers Friday, Saturday and Sunday. But Justin, you're also doing your own, can I call it an Antiques Roadshow-esque event, like the TV show?
We can probably say it's yes, Antique Jewellery Roadshow.
There we go.
We'll
okay.
have to do a jewellery in the
I wasn't
middle
sure
there,
about the
just to be a little bit different. But if you've watched the TV show and you're familiar with that style of, find the thing in the bottom of the drawer that you've always wondered, what the heck is this thing? Bring it into us. We'd love to have a look at it. This one is happening on Friday the 30th of May, and we've got our team on hand that day. We've got specialists from myself, gemologists, valuers. Gerard the man himself will be in the store. You can book consults of 15 minutes at a time, and we've got everyone on hand, all hands on deck that day, and we'll be bringing some of our laboratory equipment from the office down to the store so that we can do some in-store testing and perhaps maybe prove or disprove what may be a 5-carat blue diamond, that grandma told you she had, may just be a piece of glass after all. So, we hope to maybe be doing some unearthing on that day, and just be giving a little bit of extra information to people and a bit of guidance if they need it about what to do with their jewellery if they're unsure.
Yeah, okay, so you can help them find out the origins and maybe where it came from. What about how much it's worth if you're sitting on something and thinking, I don't know how much this is worth? Do you do that as well?
Yeah, we could certainly do that. Whether it's if they want something formal in writing, we do valuations as a service. But if we can do something a bit more informal on the day and maybe a price range, that's also very helpful in people sort of realising what they may or may not have. And it could be of interest when people say, for instance, I've got a lovely brooch here, beautiful Art Deco brooch.
Oh.
And a wonderful story with this one. A lady was thinking of maybe breaking it up and giving the son some jewellery and some diamonds perhaps to make into engagement rings. These are beautiful old cut diamonds, and they really just work here in this particular style. They may not stand out as well as they do if made into a modern piece. And so the advice was perhaps, here's a genuine offer on this piece, and maybe would you consider that, and maybe passing some cash on to your children to put towards an engagement ring. And we keep this piece intact because it's a really wonderful piece.
It's beautiful.
And so we can at least present some options, or perhaps something is worth recutting, remaking, repolishing, restoring, or popping into a brand new design.
Yeah. Oh, well, it sounds like a great event to get along to. If you've got something that's, hidden in a safe, maybe it's under the mattress, in the back of the attic somewhere, and you've always wondered the origins of it, where it came from, or maybe how much it would be worth, that event, the Antique Jewellery Roadshow at Gerard McCabe Jewellers on Friday the 30th of May, but book in a little spot online ahead of time to make sure you can get in. And this weekend is the time to get down there to view some of these beautiful antique pieces. Justin, thank you so much for coming in to tell us all about it.
Thanks for having me, Stacey.
And now you maybe want to make sure you count them on the way out, count all the items. And we've got an armour guard car waiting for you out the front of the building on the way out. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
That's Justin McCabe, co-managing director of Gerard McCabe Jewellers. It is 19 minutes past 3 here on 5AA. Up next, you know how many great, talented artists we've got in South Australia. Well, 2 will be heading to Edinburgh Fringe, and we're going to talk to them next.
Chemotherapy, radiotherapy, immunotherapy. Cancer treatment looks different for everyone. At Lift Cancer Care, our team of dietitians, physios, psychologists and exercise physiologists collaborate closely with your medical team to help you navigate your diagnosis. And we're dedicated to building your physical and mental strength to give you the best possible outcomes. So if you or a loved one are ever struck with the C word, think of the L word first. liftcancercare.com.au.
The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell and O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell and O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell and O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family owned and operated, because it's personal.
Just call Ken Hall. We'll be there anytime at all. Just call Ken Hall.
Winter is coming, bringing blocked drains, cold showers, leaking roofs and a chilly home. Don't worry, just call Ken. We'll be there when you need us. Ken Hall will get your home ready for winter with heater servicing, gutter cleaning and roof inspections. Stay safe and warm this winter. Just call Ken. Working for you since 1983.
Just call Ken Hall.
As a South Aussie-based not-for-profit health insurer, Health Partners isn't just your health partner. We're your tooth-checking partner, hammy-stretching partner, chart-squinting partner. We're your bone-mending, script-filling, arch-lifting, giving, salad-suggesting, generous limit-giving, member-supporting, SA-loving partner. So for great value health cover, there's no better partner in health than Health Partners. Health insurance made human.
Some milk on our shelves travels further than you do on holiday. Not milk from FIVEAA Milk Company. Our milk is proudly homegrown, home bottled and delivered straight from the rolling paddocks of South Australia's FIVEAA Peninsula. Freshness isn't a buzzword for us. We live and breathe it 24 hours a day. When you buy from FIVEAA Milk Company, you're supporting our incredible farming families and doing SA proud. Look for FIVEAA Milk Company in your supermarket.
I'm here to let you in on a hidden holiday gem just 12 k's from the CBD. Marion Holiday Park has it all. A stunning lagoon pool, epic water park, heated indoor pool, mini 10-pin bowling, an adventure playground with a jumping pillow, games room, indoor tennis court, cafe, outdoor bar, kitchen and cinema, plus pickleball and basketball. With luxury poolside apartments, creekside villas, cosy bungalows and caravan and camping sites, there's something for everyone. Get away from it all while staying right here at Marion Holiday Park, Adelaide's hidden gem.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
At 23 minutes past 3 here on 5AA, we are in the middle of State of the Arts, and that includes lots of different arts industries in South Australia. We know how good our state is at this, and especially when it comes to our different festivals and performers. You all know about the Adelaide Fringe Festival and the Cabaret Festival, which is coming up, but there's a big festival taking place overseas, the Edinburgh Fringe, and 3 South Australian artists are heading over, well, shows rather, are heading over to the Edinburgh Fringe. They'll be featured in the House of Oz, and 2 of them are joining me in the studio this afternoon. Today we have Lewis Major with Triptych and Michelle Pearson, who has her show Skinny, which is a cabaret coming up. Good afternoon, both of you. Do I have both of your microphones on there?
I believe so. Yeah.
Both of them are on. Good. Making sure I got the same one. Good afternoon to you both. Thank you for coming in.
No, thank you. It's great to be here.
How cool is this? Have you been to Edinburgh before?
Yeah, we both have. Yep. How many times for you?
I've been twice.
Okay.
Last year was the big one.
Okay, this will be my 4th year, but last year was the first time I really, really liked it. It took like 3 times to go, I really like this.
Yeah.
Why did it take so many times?
Well, I know it sounds like I'm sucking up here, but like we were supported last year by House of Oz for our show Down Under, the Songs That Shaped Australia, and that support changed everything for us. Like it was so much easier. We just had we just had really good PR and marketing support behind us, and it was amazing. I've always said to people, especially Adelaide artists going to Edinburgh, that it is a real slog. It's not like it is here. It is hard here in Adelaide to get your show seen, but in Edinburgh, it is like a totally different game. And so with the House of Oz support, that just made it better. So I had a great time.
Oh, well, there you go. And we've heard a little bit about your show Skinny in the past, Michelle.
Yeah.
Lewis, can you tell us what Triptych is?
So Triptych is a dance show made up of 3 works that we threw together for an Adelaide Fringe a couple of years ago, and as Michelle was just mentioning, House of Oz came and saw it and said they'd really like to support us to do a full month at Edinburgh last year. And so we're going back this year with a different version of the show, Triptych Redux, but it is ostensibly the same show.
Okay, all right, very cool. And for those who don't know about Skinny, Michelle, give us a little bit of a...
Sure, yeah. Skinny debuted at the Adelaide Cabaret Festival last year, and it's I guess my personal story in a cabaret show. But I guess it's a very relatable story, and it's about all of the cruel and extraordinary things we do to ourselves to be skinny. And it's, I guess, about, society's expectations and society pressures on people, especially growing up as a young adult and reading magazines, seeing things on TV, and how that impacts all of us. So it's a funny show. It's got great music in it. And, yeah, I'm really excited to take it to Edinburgh. I think it will be really well received over there.
Yeah, very cool. And how is it having that experience of being there with other Aussie artists? So there are a whole bunch of Aussie artists involved in House of Oz. 3 of them are South Australian. I think it's 8 in total going from around the country. It's so good to see us so well represented as South Aussies.
Definitely.
I personally love having other Australians there, especially South Aussies, and you feel like you can really reach out for help, and you can really support each other's shows, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
totally. Like we're all hanging out together, and I think we're living with most of the House of Oz.
We kind of live all together in a big kind of commune.
It's a big scary world, Edinburgh, but it's great to have some South Aussies around.
Very close quarters.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
You want to make sure you're getting along.
Yeah. And we're all seeing each other's shows and sort of like cross-pollinating and spreading the word. So.
And do you end up collaborating with each other, or is that maybe not really?
Is it time? I don't know.
Oh, there's not a lot of time. Like I got to say, you hustle. Like you literally wake up, you'll have a coffee, maybe some breakfast, and then you flyer and you do PR opportunities all day. Yep. And then you perform and then you sleep generally. So we don't generally have lots and lots of time to collaborate. Last year, the guys that I went with in my band, they somehow managed to meet other international acts and start little side acts with them. So I guess everyone is very arty and very creative. I think one thing about being with other artists in such close quarters, especially under that kind of House of Oz banner, is because we are all there just, with the opportunity to further our own careers in, on the other side of the world. It just means that we kind of get to learn off of each other. So I guess, Lewis's shows last year, you sold out every single performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is actually kind of unheard of in Edinburgh. So Lewis is like the golden child of Edinburgh. I'm going to call it right now. and so you do, sitting there shaking his head.
The poor dancers were up, flying 3 hours a day. So.
Yeah, but it's hard work, but it is it's an incredible experience. And when you come back to Adelaide or you work in Melbourne or Sydney after working in Edinburgh, you do feel a lot more match fit because you've had that slog. You perform every single night of the Fringe and you get to meet incredible international acts as well.
Yeah. You must really appreciate coming back home and doing Adelaide Fringe and getting to sleep in your own bed at night.
We were just talking outside and we both stupidly went straight on tour afterwards as well. So you do the 1 month slog and then go
we
traveling.
both did. We were both like, Adelaide Fringe wasn't exhausting enough. Let's all go on tour. Let's go right now.
So when is Edinburgh Fringe? When do you head off?
Well, I head off late July, and we're actually doing a little stop in the UK, in London for Latitude Festival, and then we're heading to Edinburgh, and then you are, Lewis, when you head off really soon.
Yeah, we're heading off in 3 weeks because we've got a couple of other countries we have to perform in before we get to Edinburgh. So Edinburgh's actually going to be the end of a long slog. So we're going to Ireland, Italy, Brazil, Latitude as well, and then we'll do a month in Edinburgh, Korea, and back to Sydney.
Oh, wow.
That's 3 months away.
Do you get any downtime or?
I have 4 days off between Ireland and Italy. I discovered last night. I was just talking to the dancers. We're deciding whether we're going to
I think you should stay in Italy. No, go to Italy. Drink some wine and eat some pasta.
You don't need to rehearse after performing that many times, do you?
I think you just need to go eat the pasta.
Yeah. I've got to do class every day, unfortunately.
Try some... Get some Italian wine.
Go to Italy.
Yeah.
We usually do 3 or 4 days in Chianti.
Influence.
Yeah.
You know what Stacey and I would be doing on that day? We'd be like, let's go to Italy. Let's just pop to Italy.
In fact, maybe we need to cancel the next leg and stay here a little bit longer.
It would make things easier, the 13-hour flight to Rio in the middle. Yeah.
Oh, well, it's so good to have you both in the studio, and all the best with the run, and hopefully the audiences at Edinburgh love you as much as we do here in Adelaide, and thank you for representing us on the global stage.
Amazing. Thank you for having us.
I really appreciate that. Michelle and Lewis, as part of House of Oz, heading to Edinburgh Fringe. How exciting is that? It's 3:30 now. Time for the 3:30 news, and after that, let me find my button. There we go. It's Turkey Tuesday. I'm going to get a nomination now, aren't I? Who's been the turkey this week? Who deserves a nomination? Who needs to be called out on the radio? 8223 0000 is the number to call, and I have a case of Turkey Flat Vineyards Rosé to give away to the best call. So get on the phone, 8223 0000.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the 5AA News headlines. The state government has moved to change the Whyalla Steelworks Act, which would ensure the port remains tied to the operation. The new Liberal leadership team admits the party did not meet people's expectations, contributing to its mammoth election loss. IKEA is flat packing a pair of branded thongs as they mark 50 years in Australia. And in sport, Adelaide United has announced Isaias and Javier Lopez Rodriguez are retiring. The 5AA forecast, sunny this afternoon, partly cloudy tomorrow, 21. Right now it's 25 degrees. We'll have more news at 4 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
New in 2025, Thursday nights now have a footy flavour. Every week, catch Thursday night football live on 5AA. Then, plenty of time for your calls as Leith Forrest jumps in the chair to talk you through the rest of your evening.
A pretty hard act to follow.
It's footy and Forrest.
Entertaining the masses.
Thursday nights on 5AA.
For 125 years, Calvary has walked beside South Australians through life's most personal moments with quiet strength, deep compassion and unwavering care. Whether it's lending a hand at home or in hospital, or providing comfort in later years, Calvary's people bring heart to every interaction. In every home, in every story, Calvary continues to be a steady, reassuring presence. A legacy of care shaped by those we serve. Calvary, celebrating 125 years of caring for the South Australian community.
Drake's, your Aussie family-owned supermarket, are giving one lucky customer the chance to be a contestant on Channel 9's top-rating game show, Tipping Point Australia. Enter as many times as you like by shopping at Drake's. Simply spend $40 in store and purchase a participating product to enter the draw to be a contestant on Tipping Point Australia, thanks to Drake's. See in-store or online for details. Conditions apply. Drake's, ingredients for every day.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At FIVEAA Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, FIVEAA Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for FIVEAA Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
At Meals on Wheels SA, they believe there should be a magic moment in everyone's day. So every meal on wheels is nutritious, wholesome, something to look forward to. The Big Brunch is a unique way to share the love and connect the community. You can host your own Big Brunch at home, in the office or at school and help Meals on Wheels SA continue to make a difference this June. To get started on your Big Brunch, go to thebigbrunchdrive.com.
Voila! Fiji Airways is on sale. Fly return to Fiji from $599 or selected destinations in the USA from $1,199. LA, San Fran and Dallas are closer than you think. And as a proud member of One World and A Advantage, you can earn miles and enjoy seamless connections. So for a destination or a stopover, Fiji is where you want to be. Time flies, so don't delay. Call 13 Fiji, your travel agent, or book now at FijiAirways.com. Conditions apply.
Marge, those folks at Gilmore's really were terrific. I told you. Not only did they fit me in shoes to suit my bunyips, but they handled the paperwork for my care package.
Oh, I didn't realise they did that.
Yeah, I got some really lovely shoes. The package provider sorted out the payment and worked with Gilmore's to make sure I got my shoes.
Well, now that your bunions, aren't so sore, why don't we grab a coffee and do a few laps of the park?
I'd like that. It's been a while.
Gilmore's Comfort Shoes, South Road, Melrose Park.
Always informative. 5AA. Always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
It's a Tuesday afternoon. That means it's Turkey Tuesday.
Time to call in and nominate your Turkey of the Week for Stacey Lee's Turkey Tuesday.
Who's done something silly? Who deserves to be called out on the radio for it? Who deserves a nomination for Turkey of the Week? Best caller this afternoon will get a case of Turkey Flat Vineyards Rosé in a can. It's my favourite rosé. You hear me bang on about it all the time, and I've got a case to give away to the best caller this afternoon. I've got multiple turkeys this week, and they're no person specifically, because there were just a whole bunch of them on the road on Sunday. We drove down to Goolwa to have a beautiful Mother's Day lunch with my husband's grandma and my mother-in-law and auntie, and we had a beautiful family lunch down on the water at Goolwa. And on the way there, I've got to say, there were so many turkeys on the road. I couldn't believe it. We went up through the hills, so we went up the freeway, and the number of people sitting in the right-hand lane and not overtaking was infuriating. I couldn't believe it. Not even going the speed limit. Some people were just sitting in the right-hand lane. Every time I saw a sign, keep left unless overtaking, I felt like flashing my lights and saying, hello, people, read the sign, keep left. There were 3 or 4 lanes, and the left 2 were empty, and people were just sitting in the right-hand 2 and not overtaking. It was so infuriating. And then I felt like I was doing the wrong thing if I moved over into the left lane to overtake, because you're not meant to overtake from the left lane. But I had no choice because people were sitting in the right-hand lane going 90 k's an hour in a 100 or 110 zone. Oh, my blood pressure's going up just thinking about it. It was very, very annoying. It's one of my pet hates on the road. I couldn't stand it. 8223 0000 is the number to call if you've got a turkey. We accept self-nominations. If you've done something and you'd like to own up to it, you can remain anonymous. I'd prefer you didn't, but you can. If you've got a self-nomination, 8223 0000. And Kathy in Theberton's on the phone. Hello, Kathy.
Hi, how you going?
Good.
Good. I want to nominate Big W.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever tried to ring them on the phone?
Oh.
No customer service on the phone. And then you look online for an item that you want. You go there and they go, oh, no, sorry, don't go by our website. That's not always accurate. So you waste your time going there. No customer service on the phone because you can't talk to a person on the phone.
Oh, it's infuriating, isn't it?
So don't go by online saying it's in stock because apparently it's not accurate.
What's the point in having it on there if it's not accurate?
Yeah.
Oh, and then can you call the store to check?
No, there's no one to talk. You can't. You try and ring Big W. There's no one. You got to press this, press that, look online. No customer, nothing.
That's the thing. Everyone wants to send you online these days, but then they tell you online isn't always accurate. Well, what am I meant to do?
Don't go there.
Kathy, I'm getting too worked up. I need to calm down. I need a cup of tea. Thank you for the call.
So good luck in your baby shopping because it might not be accurate.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for the call, Kathy. Appreciate it. Let's go to McGill now. Hello, Peter.
Hello there, Stacey. How you going?
Good. How are you?
Not bad. You got to cool off a bit.
I know.
Take it easy. You sound a bit like me when I go up the freeway. There's all these turkeys. They want to be on the right lane.
Oh, why, Peter? Why?
Because they don't know how to drive. I was taught, I'm in my mid-70s, I was taught always keep left unless you're overtaking.
Yes, it's a road rule. You can actually get a fine from police.
Well, apparently they say if it's the lanes are marked, well, then you don't have to apply that keep left thing. But you've got to keep left all the time.
Oh, yeah, I thought that too.
Because you get a smoother flow of traffic. Because I go along, I like driving and that. I'm in the middle lane, right? You're there. You get some turkeys on the right. He doesn't even up to the speed limit. He just hogs that right-hand lane. Then you got somebody who wants to pass. He passes on the left. And if I wanted to slow down, I would go left. But they tear through on the left.
Yes, I know. And that's why I felt like on the weekend I was doing the wrong thing, because if I was overtaking, you'd have to get in the left lane because the slowpokes are sitting in the right-hand lane, and I knew I was doing the wrong thing.
Well, you got to overtake. When you overtake, you keep left.
Yeah.
The next lane.
Oh,
but,
Peter.
If somebody's got to turn right from 2 hours down from the past Starndorf, they hop in the right lane because they've got to turn right 2 hours' time.
Yeah, exactly. Getting prepared really, really early. I know. Oh, it kills me, Peter. Thank you for the call. 8223 0000 is the number. Wendy as well. Stacey, I know how you feel about the right-hand lane. I travel from a northern area down Main North Road because of the area I have to reach. You have no idea what I say in my car as I drive. It's not very nice. Yes, I'm with you, Wendy. You wouldn't have wanted to be in my car on Sunday either. I'm glad I didn't have any little ears in the car just yet. All right, let's go to Chris in Greenwith. Hello, Chris.
Hi. I'm the turkey of the week.
Oh, no. A self-nomination. What did you do?
I recently went up to Toowoomba to visit my very elderly grandparents, and Grandad has a daily trip in the bus into the city and sits with all his old cronies in this little outdoor area, and they have a coffee and put the world to right. And when I got to Grandma, she said, Granddad's still in the city. I said, I'm going to go down there and surprise him, right? So I went down and I saw them all sitting there. I saw Granddad because he always wears a hat like he did in the 30s. It's probably the same hat. And he was sitting there with his back to me, and I crept up behind him and gave him this great big slobbery kisses all over the back of his neck and his side of his face, and then I realised it wasn't Grandad. And the man turned around. I said, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. I thought I was your granddad. He said, well, you've made my day, darling.
I bet you did.
Oh, God. I was so embarrassed.
Please tell me your granddad was sitting a couple seats away watching and saw it all happen.
He'd already caught the bus and he was on his way home, so he wasn't even there. But when I told them who he was, they knew him. You know, it was so funny. So funny.
That's great, Chris. That's a good one. Very worthy turkey nomination for yourself there. I like it. Thank you for the call.
Bye.
Bye. That's Chris in Greenwith. That's a very good one. Greg in Hope Valley on the text line has, I think this could count for multiple nominations. The people who've allegedly pushed Tammy Franks out of the Greens party and their ridiculous excuses as to why they've done it ought to be called turkeys. The Greens are supposed to be a progressive party, but they seem to be becoming an aggressive party. Unfortunately, not worth riding for. What they've been playing the same games as the other big ones. There you go, Greg in Hope Valley. If you missed the news earlier, Tammy Franks Banks, who was the co-leader of the Greens in South Australia. An Upper House MP for the last 15 years announced today that she was leaving the party and she'd be taking legal action against the party. This was after multiple complaints were made against her and 100 pages of documents were delivered to the party, and the party was attempting to take action against her. One of the complaints, she said, was that she'd been using, and I've got to say, a piece of technology that I use every single day, voice to text. Here's what she had to say on that matter.
For the last few years, I've been going through menopause. I'm a woman of a certain age, and I've had all of the symptoms that women can suffer, I think. I've had anxiety, I've had joint pain, I've had a range of other issues that, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. But with the joint pain and arthritis in my hands, at first it was only the left hand, then it was both hands. I literally couldn't type without it causing me extreme pain or hold a pen. And so I started using voice to text.
Excuse me if I've missed something here, but what's the issue with voice to text? I use it every day, just for laziness reasons. Yeah,
I've got to say that one really has stuck in my head because it was quite extraordinary. But it shows you that there was just a number of things that, like quite ludicrous things that nobody would call worthy of a complaint, let alone a complaint that was then taken seriously.
Mm. Bizarre. Seems very strange to me. And yes, producer Sam Daddo knows all too well that I use voice to text. Poor thing sits next to me a lot of the time when I'm saying, hi, comma, how are you, ? Are you free this afternoon to come on the program? Hey, it's easier. All right, 8223 0000 is the number to call. We've got a few more turkey calls coming in, so I'll take a quick break and then we'll get to some more of your turkey suggestions this afternoon.
Each week on the 5AA Sports Show, Rowie and Timmy G track down the sporting greats of years gone by. With 5AA's Where Are They Now? Thanks to Walco. Walco are at the centre of SA's biggest cover-up with their incredibly good-looking Walco mesh pool cover.
Last month, we serviced around 11,000 vehicles, more than 3,000 Hyundais, i30s, 20s, Santa Fe's, 2,000 Kias, Sorrentos, Carnivals, Rios, over 700 Hondas. That's right, over 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters or book online. All centres offer repair now, pay later options. So switch and save with Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
Are you or someone you know living with epilepsy? 1 in 25 Australians will develop epilepsy at some stage in their lives. The Epilepsy Centre in Adelaide is dedicated to raising awareness in the community to reduce the stigma and create a more welcoming and inclusive society. We do this by providing epilepsy awareness and seizure first aid to people living with epilepsy, their families and friends. Thanks to state government funding, we can offer this education at no cost. For more information, go to epilepsycentre.org.au.
When it was finally ready, it was very exciting. They were all there at Martin Rogers, came out and handed it over, and yeah, there were tears and laughter and everything else. It was fabulous. And it's very emotional because jewellery for women, probably for men too, is a very emotional thing. If you want something that's well made and well done, you have to have it done by somebody that's going to produce that sort of goods.
Martin Rogers Jewellery. Timeless designs, unforgettable stories. martinrogers.com.au.
Oh, Danny boy.
Damien Leith is back with Island Orchestrated. A breathtaking night of Ireland's greatest classics, backed by a stunning orchestra. Sing along to timeless favourites like Danny Boy, Galway Girl, You Raise Me Up, Molly Malone, and more. This is Ireland like you've never heard before. Her Majesty's Theatre, Saturday, 17th of May.
Introducing Marook, the latest masterpiece from Selector Homes. This stunning 2-storey pole frame home features 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, offering open and spacious living areas. Marook is perfect for riverfront, seaside and hillside properties. Enjoy the decking beneath the main roof, ideal for outdoor relaxation. Selector Homes embrace innovation, utilising the latest building materials. Visit selectorhomes.com.au or visit their display centre at Burton.
There should be no limits to a child's potential, but every day the invisible barriers of poverty take a toll on Ella's learning. Please donate now to give children like Ella the extra learning support to achieve their potential. Search the Smith family.
Last month, around 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, logbook servicing, repairs, brakes, aircon and more. Isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
It's Turkey Tuesday today, so that means we're getting some of your hilarious turkey nominations in. And we are live on the Complete Care live stream, so jump on Facebook and YouTube this afternoon. Eddie is in Valley View and has called in on 8223 0000. Hello, Eddie.
Nice to talk to you, darling. Look, you know, about the turkey, I've got a police officer on a motorbike. I'm coming down McIntyre. I'm on the outside lane. It's the 80 kilometre zone. I'm in the outside. He pulls up alongside of me. He's looking at me and he's shaking his head. So I turned around and looked at him and I said, what? And he's like, he just keeps on shaking his head and he folds it and off he goes. Well, I'm doing 80, you know, and I'm turning right onto McIntyre. And I'm thinking, why are you shaking your head?
Yeah.
You're kidding me. You know, you turkey.
Do you know why?
Why? I don't know.
No, you don't.
So he just going, yeah. No, he just looked at me and shook his head like, you know, I was such a naughty boy, like back to front. And I'm thinking, and I looked him straight in the face and I said, what? And just followed it and off he went. So I'm turning that McIntyre Street in the morning is very busy, people going into town. I know where I have to turn, so I'm in the outside line ready to turn right onto McIntyre. Either Milne Road or the other one, yeah. So I'm going, nah, you're an idiot, copper. And I would have loved when he pulled me over because I would have said to him straight out, what's your point?
What? Yeah, I wonder what he was thinking. That's an interesting way of handling it, that's for sure, Eddie. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. 8223 0000 is the number. Helen on the text line says she's had the same issue with Big W and Woolworths. She called head office in Sydney and complained. She's recommending everyone complain. And Mike... Mike says, if you want to be a turkey on Germany's Autobahn and get in the far right lane going slow, you're likely to get a Porsche doing 300k right up your clacker. There you go. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's my pet peeve on the road, that's for sure. Driving slowly in the right-hand lane. Oh, that's tough. So many good nominations today, but I think the winner today has to be Chris in Greenwith, who went up and gave who she thought was her grandpa a big sloppy kiss on the cheek, and turned out it wasn't, in fact, her grandpa at all. And this is a visit to Toowoomba, so Chris... Feel your pain. We've all done that before, but maybe not quite so bad. Congratulations to you. You've won a case of Turkey Flat Vineyards Rosé in a can. Drink responsibly, of course. I know you will, Chris, but congratulations to you. We do love a good self-nomination for Turkey Tuesday. All right, well, still getting quite a few text messages from you on the text line about whether or not looks should play a factor in politics and whether or not you'll vote for someone or more likely to vote for someone if they look a bit more put together. quite a few people agreeing with Helen in Glenelg North on the text line who made that point, but then there's a couple of other people who say no. This person says Barnaby Joyce is proof that looks don't matter in politics. Thank you for that text. And James in Gawler says, I agree that comments about clothes and hairstyles are not on. However, Albo lost weight and had a clothing makeover after becoming PM, and Boris Johnson was notable for his messy hairstyle. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about Boris Johnson. Women certainly have it much harder, says James. No male Polly would be described as frumpy or a middle-aged house husband. That's a really good point, James. I agree with you on that. I do think when it comes to the looks department, women have it harder. People are constantly judging what they're wearing. I mean, think of the comments that Julia Gillard had made against her when she was Prime Minister. People were always commenting on what she was wearing and how she was looking. And I barely hear people talk about male politicians in the same way, certainly not what they were wearing. Remember when Karl Stefanovic announced he had worn the same suit on air for a year and no one noticed or cared? Yeah, I don't know. Helen makes another point. When you have two people going for the same position, representing my company, one increased clothing, grooming, it leaves a lot to be desired. I'm going to go for the other one. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, all right, lots of text messages coming through on that. We might have to have another discussion about this in the future. All right, if you are on the Complete Care live stream, you would have noticed that Stephen Rowe is in the studio. That means it must almost be 4 o'clock. Time for the Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G. Hello, Rowie.
Just on that little comment,
what do you
is
think?
It because women care what they look like and men don't? I mean, women like to look good and like to present well and like to step out of their house looking their best. Men don't care. I don't care.
Men don't care, but I think it's the...
I don't know. Has that got something to do with... I don't know.
I don't know, because I think it's almost when a woman doesn't look like she cares. You know, if she when she steps out looking a bit scruffy or a bit tired, that people criticise her more for it.
And
I
that's
don't know.
not fair.
I don't know.
I don't think that's fair.
I don't...
So why do women wear makeup and men don't?
Yeah, I know. I hate that. I do it every day.
Yeah.
I know.
And what makes you walk out the house and think you have to put makeup on? My wife looks at her absolute best without a stitch of makeup.
And it's sad, isn't it? It's, I guess, societal expectations. Yeah. I worry if I leave the house without it.
It's expectation. It's all it's social media. Why do women put collagen in their lips and look like ducks?
That I don't know.
Okay.
That I cannot answer.
Stay in your lane, Stephen. It's Coach's Corner, which is my lane.
That's your lane.
With Scotty Camprielli. He'll break down how Crows won and how Port lost. I love it when he comes in because he just talks to the common man and he said, okay, I get that. Port's Ryan Burton will also come in. He'll let us know that Kane Farrell's out injured, one of Port's stars. It's a big one. He's out for a month. But the great news is Willie Riola will be back for Indigenous round, which is fantastic.
Oh, good.
God, they missed him.
Yeah.
They had 21 more inside 50. She can't tell me that if Willie was in that forward line, he wouldn't hoovered up a couple and lost by 5 points.
Yep.
Who else is on? Nathan Cosmina's on. Ned McHenry with his fishing show. And your calls. We love our interaction. See you after 4.
8223 0000. Keep the calls coming for Rowie and Timmy G after the 4 o'clock news. Thank you to everyone who's called and texted today, and I will talk to you at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Coming up next, Adelaide's only local sports show. It's the very latest in sport, live from Adelaide. Enjoy the crisp, clear digital sounds now with the 5AA Player app. Always streaming, always Adelaide.
Fusion Clinical Research are looking for people to participate in a study aimed at uncovering and reducing mental decline. The trial results will be used to drive the development of new treatments.